Now to a controversial piece of American real estate in Cuba, Naval Station Guantanamo Bay, as it's known officially, or Gitmo. It has housed those suspected evildoers since the start of the War on Terror. Well, today we learned it'll shut down in a year's time, and the natural question becomes, what happens to all the people inside? Our Pentagon correspondent Jim Miklaszewski has more for us tonight. Jim, good evening.
Good evening, Brian. Making the move today to close the Guantanamo prison was the easy part. It's how you do it that'll be tough.
It's going to be
surrounded in the Oval Office by 16 retired generals and admirals, President Obama signed the executive order to shut down the infamous Guantanamo Bay prison a year from today and start to reverse the controversial Bush administration policies in the War on Terror.
We intend to win this fight. We're going to win it on our terms.
But closing Guantanamo won't be easy. First, what to do with the 243 detainees now in custody. Many could be released to their home countries. Others could be tried in U.S. federal courts. But there's also a small group of hardcore accused terrorists, less than 20, who may be held indefinitely without ever facing trial because in some cases the evidence remains top secret.
That we cannot transfer to other countries who could pose a serious danger to the United States, but we cannot try because of various problems related to evidence.
Then, where do you put them? The top options are military prisons at Camp Pendleton, California, Fort Leavenworth, Kansas, and Charleston, South Carolina. But critics in Congress warn, not in my backyard.
I don't know of any city or town around this country that would be thrilled to have Khalid Sheikh Mohammed or Abu Zubaydah living down the street.
In another departure from Bush administration policies, President Obama signed a second order banning aggressive interrogation techniques such as waterboarding, which many consider torture. Obama's pick for National Intelligence Director, retired Admiral Dennis Blair, today ruled out such techniques.
I would say that there will be no waterboarding on my watch. There will be no torture on my watch.
And what about Obama's pledge to pull all U.S. combat troops out of Iraq in 16 months? Defense Secretary Gates said today that's only one of the options.
Our obligation is to give the president a range of options and the risks associated with each of those options.
And on all of these issues, Obama is leaving himself plenty wiggle room. And that is to say that from Iraq to Guantanamo, he's trying to distance himself as far from the previous Bush policies as possible without locking himself entirely into his own campaign promises. Brian.
All right, Jim Miklaszewski at the Pentagon for us tonight. Jim, thanks.